Really, Paul Raines? Really? Many of you might already know this, but the CEO of GameStop is planning to close 120 to 130 stores worldwide May 31st. What's the reason? Well, get this. They want to focus on mobile gaming. So if your local store closes, kiss your chances of purchasing games like Dead Rising 3 and Forza Motorsport 5 half goodbye. I say half goodbye because stores like Best Buy and Target are also selling new games and consoles. Regardless, their inventory is nowhere near as deep as GameStop's. Now, granted, closing around 125 stores out of 6,457 internationally isn't too big a loss, but that is still a lot of closures. Thankfully, there are other physical game stores competing against GameStop, such as Slacker CDs and Games and Play and Trade. However, GameStop happens to be the largest concrete firm of them all.
And as you can see, nothing about Guptill's video is terrible. Well, the minute I stop talking, everything about Guptill's video is going to tumble down.
The fact that 120 to 130 stores are to be closed in favor of selling mobile devices and Apple products just sucks all the variety out of the gaming industry and could likely mean that major and independent developers for console and computer games will end up losing money while the rest of the cash ends up in the hands of corporations like Apple and Samsung.
But hold on, Guptill, this kind of contradicts your previous statement about how there were other stores where you could buy games. Yeah, the companies might lose money, but it won't be a whole lot. And this is only the beginning of the flaws this video is going to have.
In other words, it'll sort of resemble the story of Robin Hood, except he would be stealing from the poor.
No comment.
Now, despite how I don't really care too much for smartphones, I have to give credit where credit is due. First of all, having internet with you on the go can be convenient. Let's say you were living in Washington, D.C., and you were walking to your job, and you passed the Lincoln Memorial. If you wanted to know more about the monument, you'd be able to look up information about it on your phone. Here's another. If you've never owned a portable MP3 player and you have a smartphone, the phone has one built in. The camera is also useful. If you take footage or photos of, say, a natural disaster, news reporters can use the footage or pictures to prove there was a catastrophe. But the best additions to smartphones are the notes and flashlight. If you don't think to bring a notebook with you, reminding yourself to carry out an important task is a piece of cake. Like here, for instance. So, after this lacrosse game is over, we're gonna need to get some milk on the way back. That's a good idea. In fact, I should make a note of that.
Come on, Sam.
As for the flashlights, well, it's self-explanatory. Perfect for when there's a power outage.
Oh my god! This video might be able to save itself! Yes! There is a guide! Oh, sweet heavenly lords! We have done it! Guptill is about to make a video that will reach the heavens! Oh, this life is good! Nah, he's probably gonna do even more fuck-ups, is he?
Now, the biggest dilemma in today's world is that around 1 billion people have become so attached to modern mobile devices that they can't go for more than 10 minutes without checking it. Worse, they've become oblivious to their surroundings and even major events. Even when there are folks gathered to watch a sports game, there's always someone away from the action, absorbed by some other form of entertainment. That's a drag.
What if you were dragged to a sporting event you are not interested in? That can happen sometimes, especially when you have certain kinds of friends. Or, what if you liked the sport, but the match itself became a drag? That, Guptill, is a little thing in human nature we all know it as boredom! So of course there are going to be people who are going to use their smartphones to occupy their minds. Oh, and by the way, Guptill, maybe nobody told you this, but this is something that has been going around in sporting events since, forever? This isn't some sort of modern invention created by smartphones, Guptill. Before smartphones, people read books to occupy their minds at sporting events. So pointing the finger at mobile phones for this phenomenon that has been going around since millennia is ridiculous.
But now it's time to return to the meat and potatoes of this presentation.
That was good. Oh, I'm sorry, were you saying something there, Guptill? I was too busy eating.
The closing of 120 to 130 GameStop stores worldwide. Surprisingly, there is a bright side to this problem. The individual stores that are closing are the ones that are doing badly. Now, I find that hard to believe considering how many consumers scramble to the store to pick up the newest Call of Duty title, or any remaining copies of Grand Theft Auto 5, Halo 4, or anything popular with the mainstream audience. It's just a really bad idea overall.
The reasons why some stores do badly, especially something like GameStop, are because of these possible factors, and I'm going to steal a lot of these from Blockbuster Critics' video on Blockbuster, so here we go. An overstock of horrible games, especially shovelware. The store could be located in an area that's not well populated. An understock of anticipated games, customer dissatisfaction, the mistreatment of employees, little to no advertisements, the kind of advertisements to, tell people your stores exist, terrible bundles, bad employees, malicious higher-ups, etc. Plus, not everyone goes to GameStop to buy games. You said this yourself, didn't you? Hell, some people just want to buy their games online. Oh wait, I shouldn't say the word online because Guptill's allergic to it.
Most, if not all, electronic stores sell portable touchscreen devices, and GameStop's slogan is power to the players, not power to the mobile players.
Because taglines are so accurate. Isn't that right, McDonald's? I'm loving it. I hate it.
And let's face it, the two main games that are still the talk of the town are Candy Crush Saga and Angry Birds. But before they were developed, the talk of the town portable games were Pokemon and Tetris. But let me tell you, those two Game Boy titles are 10 times deeper than a simple Matchup 3 title, and a title where the only action the player executes is slingshotting wingless birds into a structure just to annihilate pigs.
I think I'm okay. I've actually hurt my hand. I'm gonna be okay. Guptill, you're a fucking moron. Let me get this straight. Pokemon and Tetris are deeper, quote-unquote, than Candy Crush and Angry Birds. The word deeper is rather subjective, don't you think? Especially in that context. I like how you say that Tetris, a puzzle game, is deeper than Candy Crush, which is also a puzzle game. Really? Tetris is where you drop a piece made out of 4 blocks, and you have to fill up rows to clear them. That's it, there's nothing deep about that shit. It's not Metal Gear Solid 5 shit, it's fucking Tetris. I also like how you're bitching about how simple and stupid the gameplay of Angry Birds is. That's like saying that Farmville and Draw Something are nowhere near as deep as Pac-Man and fucking Frogger. It's just another one of these moments where Guptill uses his nostalgia to claim that something new isn't as good as the old. I'm sensing a pattern here.
Candy Crush and Angry Birds might as well be on the Tiger Gamecom.
So does Tetris.
Another reason I never bother with phone games is because of the touchscreen itself. I mean, you're skimming your fingers over a screen to control the action, and more often than not, a particular action you don't want to carry out gets executed anyway because of how sensitive the touch mechanics are. I noticed this when I was scrolling down my Facebook wall. It almost makes me want to return to my computer.
Then go use the computer. Nothing's stopping you. You don't have to rely on the mobile version of things when they're available on the PC, so just use it. Also, considering the touchscreen issue, if you can, just use a stylus.
Can you imagine how ludicrous it would be to play a racing game with a touchscreen as your only means of control? This is why the DS and 3DS have buttons. Now, if you enjoy Candy Crush, Angry Birds, or some other phone game, more power to you. Nevertheless, there is a fine line between playing a game and being addicted to it.
Dare I mention that people can get addicted to all kinds of games, not just mobile phone games? Stop fucking assuming that every goddamn problem is the faults of smartphones. You fucking butt monkey.
And the latter is becoming the winner for too many cell phone users. You keep ignoring that small voice in your head telling you, isn't there something productive you could be doing with your time?
Yeah, because every single person listens to their inner critic. You fail psychology forever.
Finally, I'm quite aware that this is the 4th time I've ranted against certain technology.
Well, at least you acknowledge it.
But this is really a constant issue that is sickening human civilization.
I should mention that technology is really a double-edged sword. Technology is blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, technology is probably the reason why so many people are still alive today.
Even though I told cell phone users it's fine if you enjoy phone games, they mostly shouldn't exist in the long run.
Do most people like games? Yes. Do most people own cell phones? Hell yes. Combine the two and you get an industry. You're not going to shut down an entire money-making machine just because you say so. That industry will still exist, whether you like it or not.
That's the beauty of capitalism!
I mean, these are games that are being played inside of a device that's main purpose is to communicate with people from anywhere. And since I mentioned the Tiger Gamecom earlier, I might even consider smartphones an advanced Gamecom because the Gamecom also had very basic games and PDA features as well as a touchscreen. The Nintendo DS and 3DS are the same type of consoles, but their titles are definitely superior to phone games. If you don't believe me, try a Professor Layton title. To sum everything up, touchscreen phone games are entertainment magnets for loads and loads of people. Has everyone forgotten about comic book stores, libraries, and most importantly, enjoying nature? Judging from the behavior, I'd be 60 to 70% right.
At least you gave a percentage. But hold on a sec. Weren't you bitching about how the closures were going to affect game developers? Well, here you are telling people to do other activities that don't involve video games. I'm quite confused now.
Ceasing the production of a large inventory of console and handheld games published by major organizations in favor of opening businesses that sell mobile devices is a pea-brained commitment because, again, it kills variety.
Am I seeing this right? You mean to tell me that these are the only genres available on mobile phones? 6? Are you fucking serious? Because I can safely tell you, I have managed to find the other genres included on the list on the right for mobile phones. I've actually had to go to the trouble of proving this wrong. Okay, let's look up what I've just loaded up. For first-person shooters, I found Call of Duty Strike Team. That's a mobile phone game, and it's a first-person shooter. 3D platforming. I found Kazong, which I guess you're a beach ball, but it's a 3D platformer. Let's see here. Adventure. A lot of the Tales on Monkey Island games are on mobile phones, and that's an adventure game, in fact, one of the classics. Sandbox games. Well, GTA 3, GTA Vice City, and GTA San Andreas are all sandbox games. And those are available on mobile phones. Granted, they're ports of existing games, but they're still on mobile phones, and they're still sandbox games. How about 3D air combat? Well, 3D air combat is a rare genre to begin with, but I managed to find one. 3D Jet Fighter Modern Air Combat Sim. It's not the greatest name in the world, and I doubt the game's any good, but it exists. RPGs. Final Fantasy says hi. Fighting games. Street Fighter 4 also says hi. And Stealth Games. Stealth Bastard Deluxe Tactical Espionage Arsehole. That is the greatest title for a video game ever, and it's the stealth game for mobile phones. Oh, and there's a genre that you completely left out of this list. I mean, both of them. Simulation. Guess what? There's a lot of those on mobile phones as well, including Farmville. So this list I see here is a crock of shit and is misinformed. I don't know where you got this list from. I'm guessing you picked up all these genres out of your ass and claim that this is what mobile phones have. Fuck you. No, seriously, fuck you. You sack of shit. I'm guessing you picked this list right out of what your mobile phone service gives you. You never really said what you have as a mobile phone service. Maybe this would have helped the video a lot. Because Android and iOS have way more genres than what's listed here. So, sorry to say, Guptill, but this was the biggest fuck up you did throughout the whole video. And I just wasted my time disproving all of it.
Skip it like FedEx! Skip it!
If it isn't broke, don't fix it. At the time of the recordings, I truly thought the closure idea was stupid, when in reality it's good business to liquidate stores doing badly with merchandising. GameStop should just put in a new mobile section in their establishments. If they need to possibly expand the building size or commence a moving day, that's fine.
What? You realize you made a mistake in the video and you still released it like it... What? You released the video and it still was what it was? Okay. And rather than re-record the whole fucking thing from scratch, you left it as it is? You lazy son of a bitch. Okay. I don't care if there's a shitty pop song at the end. I'm done. I'm done with this video. I'm done with this commentary. Fuck you all. I'm out of here. I quit. No, seriously, I quit. Okay. I'll come back. I really do need to give my final thoughts. This video, compared to the previous two rants you have done, which is the logos rant and the rant on the internet, this was like a 2.5% improvement. And that's not saying a whole lot. In short, Guptill, this video was still a giant piece of shit. It had good promise at the very beginning. It was like you knew what you were talking about. But then all of a fucking sudden, it crashes straight down, and you still relied on the same fucking flaws you had before.
Blockbuster, an organization once known for having nationwide rental stores, places where people could walk around and browse what kind of movies and games they had. It was something that was homey and friendly. Video arcades, places where citizens could waltz around and try out what game cabinets were available, and use a claw machine filled with toys. Paper letters, messages that were sent back and forth all the time between friends and family. And finally, film photography, a circumstance that involved taking pictures with a camera and then bringing the rolls of film to a photosmith to develop. These four things were really good to abide by. They involved a lot of traveling, but were simple nonetheless.
Take a wild fucking guess where this is going.
Until all that changed. These four elements that used to be parts of life have been replaced almost entirely by these products.
Fucking called it!
Items that access the information superhighway.
Because as we all know, using lesser known words or phrases to describe the internet totally makes your argument stronger.
Here's the deal. The one major problem about the internet that I didn't think to mention before is that in most cases, it is killing physical socialization, something we humans were meant to do daily.
We still do it daily. Here's the thing though, socializing with people over the internet is better in lots of cases because most people I encounter in real life don't have the same interests as me, and lots of them are fucking scumbags. Also, being able to talk to other autistics, people who live in other provinces and other countries, is fucking sweet. It helped me overcome some problems, and if it wasn't for the internet, I wouldn't be here right now. The internet gave me freedom, and it gave me new possibilities to explore. You probably hate it because you got trolled massively by your infamous list and you're getting shit for it to this day. Maybe if you stop being such a one-sided nitpicky know-it-all who is stuck in the past, then you wouldn't be trolled as much. But seeing how you handle your mistakes, I highly doubt it.
With Blockbuster LLC closing every single rental store and moving everything they do to cyberspace, online gaming causing so many video arcades to go out of business, and so on, it seems to me that laziness has reached a whole new level.
So, laziness is to blame for the decline of Blockbuster and arcades. Bull fucking shit. First off, Netflix is the main reason Blockbuster bit the dust, okay? Netflix has no late fees, you don't have to pay for each rented item, and you can rent as many items as you like. And to top it all off, you can all do that at home, no fuss. All that for a monthly fee of only $8. Also, Blockbuster did bad business decisions, some of which happened before Netflix became popular, so it was doomed to fail. Now, Blockbuster is doing what Netflix is doing right now, streaming and renting stuff over the mail. Now, as for arcades, online gaming is not the main reason why arcades are not doing so well. It's gaming in general. They were popular in the 80s and 90s because the consoles that were out at the time had inferior technology and they didn't look as cool. With each generation, the consoles were getting better and better. Nowadays, the games have become just as good as the arcade machines. So why waste thousands of dollars for one arcade cabinet when I can buy a console for a tenth of its price and get lots of games on it? The internet's not to blame, Guptill. It's gaming itself.
Whoa! Why am I pointing out the obvious? Well, to quote Undertaker Freak 1127, technology is not infallible. It's never perfect. It never lasts forever. See, if you take the time to think about it, do you really need such high-tech stuff that in the old days only the military used? No, you don't.
It depends on the person's needs. You don't tell people that they don't need this new technology when you don't know what their needs are. Get what I'm saying?
The only people I can think of who would need something as expensive as an iPhone are important people, like a leader of a country or a fireman or policeman.
Again, it depends on the person's needs.
Online gaming is, of course, another parasite of physical socialization. Like I mentioned earlier, it's causing every single arcade in the world, except in Japan, to lose profit and close.
According to my friend on Skype, they still have plenty of arcades in the UK, and the indoor amusement park that I go to still have arcade machines. So saying that every single arcade is closing down is a crock of shit.
It isn't just home console ports of arcade games. Do arcades need the World Wide Web to function? Nope. Even though you have to pay to use a game cabinet, Xbox Live does the same thing in the web-enabled world. That means you're losing a lot of cash playing a shooter game all day long, and you're not getting out as much as you should.
Yeah, it's better to get off your lazy ass, go to an arcade and play video games instead of sitting on your lazy ass and play video games at home. Okay? Also, the arcade games on Xbox Live are cheap, and you don't have to pay to play it every time you lose.
While the PlayStation Network and Nintendo Wii's Matrix offer free service, the fact of the matter still stands. The information superhighway can suddenly go down out of the blue, and it can take days or even weeks to be restored.
Wow, if that's the case, you have the shittiest internet provider of all. The longest my connection was out was only a few hours. I swear, the US has some of the worst internet service providers in the world.
If you've seen my second technology rant, it's especially bad if hackers are involved. There's even people whose internet goes down all the time. And sure, the plan for a cyberspace blackout on March 31st was denied, yet there will always be a chance of a blackout because once again, technology isn't perfect.
Neither was Blockbuster nor arcade machines. Just saying. I seriously doubt that hackers would be able to take the entire internet down. Seriously, I'm a skeptic on the whole thing.
There isn't much to say about film photography and paper letters. Digital cameras and email have almost entirely replaced these two things. They're still around, but quite rare. Practically, the only people I know who write paper letters are the poor, the Amish, prisoners, and military people away from home.
I love the fact he used a picture of black people to represent the poor. Also, the Amish do use technology, just not much of it. As for the military, it depends on where they are. If they can communicate via computer, they'll use a computer. Another thing, he never bothered to explain why emails are bad. Emails are easier, faster, and they hardly get lost. Also, you can't get killed by an email, so why bitch about it?
And film photography, well, only about 4% of the world would like to have physical developed photos. Still, a film photo has better quality than a digital image. I would prefer to have a film photo on my wall over a pixelated and fugitively inked one.
What? Are you fucking retarded? Digital cameras are capable of making pictures of equally good quality. Also, developing the film itself is a pain in the ass. Digital cameras can store a lot more pictures than film, and you can actually see the picture as soon as it's taken. Digital cameras made lives easier, Guptail. Enough said. One more thing. What the fuck do digital cameras have to do with the internet?
In short, iPhones, online gaming, what have you, with the exception of computers, are just very expensive toys. These are the things the companies and you think you need.
For the last time, it depends on the person's needs.
And let me remind the viewers that I am talking to regular people. You know what's more important than your expensive smartphones, being glued to your seat playing a web-enabled game, and so on? Outside and inside exercise, playing an instrument, spending time with a close friend, and of course, book reading.
You can talk to close friends via online gaming, and also, musical instruments can be quite expensive. What I'm getting from all this is that anyone with an iPhone and or play video games online have no lives. Congratulations, Guptail, you did something called generalization. Don't fucking do that!
But even book reading is getting a little ruined too with a device called the iPad!
Wait, so you're not mentioning the Amazon Kindle, nor the fact that cell phones can be e-readers as well. Instead, you're just going to mention the iPad. What, do you have a fucking vendetta against Apple products or something?
A device that requires a battery to run, and you can use it to go online and download a book! I don't see such a big deal about heading to your local library or Barnes & Noble and picking out a physical book that requires no electricity and can last for eternity.
Okay, what if you want more than one book and need to have all of them on the go? An e-reader can fix this problem, as you can have lots of books in the same device, and it's easy to carry around too. Also, there are many exclusive e-books, so if you want them you need an e-reader. Having the physical copy of the book is cool, but the ink can deteriorate over time and it becomes much harder to read. Also, physical books tend to be more expensive than their e-book counterparts. Just saying.
So I missed.
Thankfully, physical DVD rental is still going thanks to Redbox kiosks and public libraries. Again, I don't see anything wrong with heading to either one and browsing around for a movie.
Redbox and the library are not always guaranteed to have what you're looking for. Just like to point that out.
You may argue that you'd be paying more for car gas, yet the same thing applies to the delivery people helping Netflix.
And it also applies to Blockbuster and the arcades. Just like to point that out.
Besides streaming, would you rather wait for the borrowed movie to arrive at your house, or head to a store or kiosk and purchase it right away? Either way, driving is required unless you can get there on foot.
It depends if Redbox is around the person's area, and it depends if Redbox has the film they want. Some people want the DVDs because they want the special features on it. That's something you usually don't get by streaming the films.
Seriously though, this quote-unquote on-demand streaming business has got to stop.
Why? Because it closed down your precious movie rental stores? Good God, dude, just stop living in the goddamn past and appreciate the fact that on-demand service has made people's lives easier.
I just want the people who aren't interested in having cyberspace and mobile phones to be fresh out of luck. In a situation like this, the so-called weak should not have to make room for the strong. Having both physical and electronic interactivity is a more sensible lifestyle for people to live.
FYI, we still have books, DVD rental in some places, paper letters, film cameras, and of course, we still have arcades. Sure, we're starting to lose some of these things, but seeing how society is changing every year, it's something we have to get used to.
And I know what most of you are thinking. You're thinking, you idiot! All this is like saying we should go back to using the telegraph and carrier pigeons instead of the telephone! Well, that kind of change was proper. The telegraph and phone both require electricity, but the phone is obviously more efficient because the telegraph sent messages through Morse code, and we obviously don't talk in Morse code. On the other hand, something like streaming films through Netflix instead of physically browsing for a movie in a store or library isn't more rewarding, it's just easy.
Oh, so you don't want people's lives to be easy. You basically want everyone to do the same bullshit we used to do. I'm sorry, Guptill, but society will never ever stay the same. If everything would stay the same, people would get bored easily. You cannot stop evolution and progression, Guptill. It's inevitable.
All I'm saying is, there's more to life than all these nifty devices.
Then why the fuck didn't you just do a video telling people that they need to go outside more often? Instead, I had to deal with your nostalgia-influenced bullshit.
I may use a computer that has internet, but I used it in the way that it was meant to be used. For work, certain research, or for finding something that I can't find elsewhere in the real world, and for broadcasting this message.
And right there, people, is where the shit hit the fan. You claimed that the internet was meant for work, research, locating rare stuff, and your video. How egotistical. You forgot that the internet's main purpose is and will always be networking. You said work, but saying that is so vague that it implies many things. Just like to let you know.
You don't need to be tethered to the internet. Expand your horizons. Like I urged earlier, go for a walk, play an instrument, read a book, go on a date with someone you like, or manually shop for something that doesn't need to be ordered online, if it's possible in your area. That is all. Thank you for watching.
Final verdict. While this video is nowhere near as bad as your rant on logos changing, the video still has problems. You're being biased, you put plenty of misinformation in the video, and you talk to us as if you know everything and we're the dumbasses. Seriously, Guptill, learn to accept change. Don't be afraid of it. At the end, it's all for the better good.
Once upon a time, there was a man. A 23-year-old man, to be precise. His name is Dylan Guptill. He's an odd creature of sorts. He has a strong dislike for new technology, has a huge love for the 1990s, which was 20 years ago, and believes that the economic crisis is caused by the evolution of production logos. Now, let us examine his daily life. La 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 la. Oh, 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 oh.
Oh, I'm sorry, mister. Hope you're chilling.
What did you say?
I was just saying that you were chilling, dude. No need to freak out, blood.
Okay.
My cell phone! You broke it! You fucking bastard!
Whoa, dude! You need to lay off the naughty language!
What? Are you fucking kidding me? This isn't preschool. This is real life. People swear all the goddamn time and...
Stop that! Stop that!
No, because you broke something I really need in my life.
But you don't need a cell phone. People don't need them at all.
But I do need one.
Nope.
I need it for work.
Nope.
I need it to
Nope.
call my
Nope.
friends. Or hell,
Nope.
text them when
Nope.
they text
Nope.
me.
I don't agree with
I
you.
can call
Nope.
my
Nope.
family
You're lying. Nope.
Anywhere
Nope.
without having to search for a phone booth.
No.
And I can
No.
read my emails at...
No.
Hey, you
No.
listening to me?
No.
Hey,
No.
I'm talking to you.
No! The final answer is no! If I knew your YouTube account, I'm totally blocking you for wasting my time! I need to go now. Ciao!
Schmuck.
Later. I'm about to upload my latest video on how 4:3 TVs are better than widescreen TVs and how analog is better than digital. I call it Rantharek number 169, the wider issue. The wider issue. I'm such a genius!
Now, I am going to allow the ratings, but I am only going to allow positive comments on the video because I don't want any negative but helpful criticism on the video. Now let's see. Bad! No! This one hurts my feelings! Meanie! Bully! Yay! A good comment from I Love 1994! Man, you're the only one on Earth who is as smart as I am. I know the truth. I wish everyone did. They don't need this new technology nor rely on the internet. Oh, I wish for an ideal place where people don't rely on the new technology nor the internet.
Hello.
Whoa, who the heck are you?
I am the man from another place, and I met higher to run Airways.
Holy moly, can you really do that?
Yes,
Please, take me there, please.
has a wish.
Whoa, this place looks awesome.
It sure does.
What is this place?
Wish I were the ugly do not rely on new technology to the internet.
Please tell me where I am.
North Korea.
Wait, what? I don't want to be in North Korea. Please take me back home.
I am sorry, you can only make one wish. I must you know this is your new home forever.
No, no,
Cake.
What? But I'm not a cake.
Oh, a talking cake. We don't even have regular cake over here. I must eat you now.
No, 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 no!
I am Calypso, and I thank you for playing Twisted Metal.